What is your take on taking the GRE versus LSAT?
Yeah, great question. It's really not that many people taking the GRE and getting in. It's fewer than 5% of applicants. I mean, if you looked at the LSAT and you were like, you know what, this is just not for me, but I have a great GRE score already, or I think I'm likely to do much, much, much better on the GRE, then you could go that route instead. But I would definitely talk to admissions officers. And obviously, a lot of schools do take the GRE, but look at what they're looking for in your application to show that you're really serious about law school and not doing it on a whim.
Yeah, that's really interesting just because, way back when I was thinking about applying to MBA programs, I've spoken with people who were just more so on the inside, and a lot of them did say, if the GMAT was something that that you could not perform well in, then take the GRE by all means. But when it comes to applications and admissions, it just looks stronger if you were to just take the exam designated specifically for that program, just because, and it's the same case for the LSAT and law programs, but the GMAT is just a lot more rigorous. It really is more demonstrative of your skill sets and the principles and applications for the program. So I just always had a feeling that was probably going to be a very similar case for law programs.
Yeah, it's interesting to hear the business school experience that you just shared, actually. I'm not intimately familiar about it, but I find it interesting that I said pretty much the same thing that they said just about the LSAT. I mean, the LSAT is the law school admission test. The GRE is like a miscellaneous catch-all everything. Yeah, I mean, I've looked at the data, and from what I can tell, the LSAT is much more strongly indicated to reflect or predict first-year law school grades. Mm-hmm. It's not destiny. It's not predestination. It's not 100% guaranteed or a perfect association, but the data is there on the LSAT going back decades, and LSAT is extremely serious about statistics. It's part of why they take 2 to 3 weeks just to give your score back on a multiple choice test, because they're still validating and analyzing how people performed relative to expectations. So they're pretty serious. I mean, the GRE definitely is, because it's almost like a universal currency of admissions.
Right. That's what I think of that as exactly.
Yeah, more schools are taking it because schools like more applicants. They like to increase their selectivity. But if you're serious about law school, like this is the path for you, I would strongly recommend the LSAT if you can perform well on it. And you've got 4.5 months between now and then to get your score as high as possible. And if you put in the work and decide it's not for you, then that's fine. I mean, the GRE will still get you into law schools, but it's a harder road, and the application would matter a lot more. Thanks for tuning into the show. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already to be notified of new episodes as I release them. And feel free to reach out if you need anything at all as you move forward with your prep. I'm happy to help however I can. In the meantime, I'll wish you all the best and take care.